Hello everybody. We're going to be making some healthy vegan Nutter butters because we're going to travel tomorrow and I always have to have a baked good. So these are gluten-free and vegan and no processed sugar. So let's get to the recipe. So we're in Spain now, everybody, and I had to buy a blender. It's okay, it's not my favorite, but it'll do for now. To start, we're gonna add 1 cup of soaked dates and a cup of soy milk to a high-speed blender, ideally the same soy milk you've used to soak the dates. You can use medjool or neglet. I'm using neglet because they're significantly cheaper than medjool here in Spain, so if you know otherwise, let me know. In addition, we're gonna add half a cup of creamy peanut butter to your blender and start blending until you can get the dates as smooth and creamy as possible. For our dry ingredients, we're going to use 1 cup of oat flour, almond flour, baking powder, ground cinnamon, and ground cardamom, and we're going to sift it into a medium bowl. If your homemade oat flour is not incredibly smooth, no biggie. That's why we're sieving it. You can choose to either discard the larger oats, regrind them, or just keep them whole as is. Some of mine were a little large. I just chose to keep them. There's really no problem at all. Add the date and peanut butter mixture to your dry ingredients, and with a spatula mix everything until it's homogeneous. Once your mixture is completely saturated with the wet ingredients and dry ingredients, we're going to add all of it to a plate and let the mixture chill in the refrigerator for 2 hours or overnight. If you want to prep this the day before, it makes life easier, or while you're busy doing some work in the meantime. For the filling, it's going to be incredibly simple. We're going to take 3 tablespoons of creamy or crunchy peanut butter, whatever you prefer, and some agave nectar for sweetness. You can totally omit this step if you're trying to avoid any kind of sugar, or you could blend some dates in there, whatever you prefer. Una pizca de sal because we are in Spain, i.e. a pinch of salt, and mix it until really nice and smooth. To the cookie mixture that we refrigerated, we're going to take it out and approximately roll everything into a half tablespoon little ball, which is super easy to make. You can make them smaller if you prefer. And to a baking tray that has been lined or greased, or using some parchment paper, whatever you prefer, you're going to take 2 individual half tablespoon balls and line them up next to each other so that they shall be touching. With a wet fork, you want to make sure it's nice and soaked in some water because it will make it super easy. You want to imprint those classic cookie look at the top. You want to do this to both cookies so that it has the classic Nutter butter look. And we'll bake them at 350 Fahrenheit 180 C for 12 to 14 minutes, turning halfway or until they're a nice light brown. If you want them to be crispier, you can keep them in for 14 minutes where they will be nice and brown. Add about 2 teaspoons worth of filling to one side of the cookies, stack them, and enjoy. These will last in the refrigerator for a week or frozen up to 2 months. They're super delicious, delectable, nostalgic. They're the best. If you guys like this content, be sure to subscribe and see you next Friday for more. Have a great one.
Pretty good. They're gonna be big if you make sandwiches.
I know.